Hello and welcome back to Cities Skylines, and the city, or this little village, or going to be village, somewhere south of Affenford. Thank you very much for joining me in this video. Last time out, we were making this this entire road. In fact, let's go for a passer down this road because this road is absolutely brilliant. But we made this entire road, which was a very realistic British road, following the contours of the hills of the countryside, trying to wind our way through from one side of the map to the other. There are a few of these boulders that need to be removed. I'll be doing that off camera. There's another one. In fact, there's a lot around here. In and out, slalom. So I'll do all of that off camera. But in this episode, we're going to be taking a look at, if we zoom all the way back to that village that we were making, we're going to be taking a look at how to decorate this village and how to make it look more like a British village, and still give it some of the things that it needs. Obviously the water supply, the electricity, the garbage, so on and so forth. We're going to have to do a few things here that perhaps we wouldn't normally do, but for the most part this is going to become a very, very British village. Hopefully over the course of this one episode we'll see what happens. In addition to that, we'll be extending this road down towards that way, perhaps trying to get a little bit more done. So that's what we're going to be doing in this video. Let's see what happens. Right, so here we go. The first thing we're going to do, well, the first thing I'm going to do is apologise for my sore throat. But the first thing we are going to do is start getting some pipe work in this place. Now I'm going to switch all the snapping off, all the snap tools off, and I'm thinking it might be a good idea. Now, given that we are going to be losing a lot of money on this, I'm fairly sure we're going to be losing a lot of money doing this. So it might be a good idea to add a few more houses to help us out. So that's the village area done, and we're going to try. I think it's probably going to be a good idea to make use of this entire pipe network too. Now the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to have a look at where did I place the light pole for the next. Okay, where is it? There it is. So what I'm going to do is I am actually going to aim roughly here. So I'm going to do that. And the reason I'm doing this is because this should help me at least keep this area piped up. And then I'm going to try to... I think hooking up to this network here might be a wise idea. Now we have plenty of money to do this, so just going to do that. So that should pipe up the water supply. That's not a problem with the water supply now. Now all we need to do is work on the electricity. Now for the electricity, I have been looking at this, and there's a number of things that we could do, but I was thinking of using, at least temporarily, was it that? Just hiding this away somewhere, in amongst the trees, or even this in amongst the trees, and letting that be where the electricity is generated from. So that's the plan. So I am going to stick that in about here. So there is the electricity sorted. What I then noticed is that I've probably done a silly with this, and so I am going to fix it. First things first though, we need to start losing the money. I mean, there are easy ways to make the money back, so whilst this is all building up, I am going to work on making the money back. And the things that I do not want is, I don't want that. I know it's going to say you're going to be destroying historical buildings and all of that kind of stuff. It's nothing to worry about. We are going to... There you go. You can look at that money loss now, suddenly. what we are going to do is we are going to get rid of these because these don't seem to match. These buildings do not seem to match up. And we are going to add in buildings that do match up. Similar to perhaps things that would match up with this. Actually no, those buildings, do they match up? Suppose they do. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to first of all ensure that this place has the right buildings in. So again, I'm going to go for village, and I'm going to add more buildings because of village. Thank you. Because I've realised that we need some. Aha! Here's some village buildings that match. So we're going to add in a couple of those. We'll leave that one in for yeah. Let's leave that one in. Sure, why not? And we'll add, what's that? Is that a shop? Village house. We're going to add that in. So we're going to do a little bit, perhaps a little row or something. Nope. No. No. That could do quite nicely. And perhaps on this side something similar. So I'll do that, and on this side I'm just going to add one of those, and not that. And I think just a house or two. So that's what we've got. Actually, not that house. Not those. These ones. These ones. Sure. That and that. There we go. Done. So this is our village as we currently see it. Now obviously it's going to get it's not going to be that it's not going to do well. It's not going to do well at the moment because we need to have a recycling centre for this as well. And that's one of the main things that's missing. Now temporarily I'm going to add one of these in, and I'm going to add them in right at the end. This is where there's going to be nothing. So I'm going to add this in where there is nothing. And that's going to do things. Now you can see that this costs us quite a significant amount. In order to compensate for that, I am going to because you can see this is ridiculously high. I am going to adjust the budget back down to about 80, and that should help us offset these costs just temporarily. It's somewhat annoying to have this because, as you can see, the garbage reserves are not being really used. Right, this one's complaining of high taxes, so that's going to have to go, unfortunately. Anything that complains of high taxes will have to go, at least temporarily, until we can sort that out. And we are going to add in a couple of shops, so that's important. We've got the corner shop. There should be some more shops we can add. Oh look, that looks quite nice as well. And a village house. There. Let's add it there. There we go. Done. Okay, so now that these are all going to build, now we have to use the Move It tool to align them all into their correct places. So I'm just going to press M, and I'm going to pause this. Once these ones are built, I'm going to pause it so that we can actually see what's going on and build everything in the pause menu. Come on, nice and quick. Nice and quick. And you see people are now pottering about, which is really good. We're going to have to add a police here. We're going to have to add a fire brigade here too. So it's all going to add up. It is all going to add up. There we go. Okay. So now that's all done, what we need to do is we need to move these into the right place. So I'll just click on that. And I'm going to drag this towards the corner, because this is where I want to have this building. That's where I want it. Also, I'm going to click on these two. I'm going to lower this entire thing down somewhat, and with it we shall lower these three down somewhat too. Now I know it's caused this issue here, but don't worry about that, because in this design everything should pan out quite nicely. Now, we'll move that out a little bit, so that gives it a bit of a chance there. We've got the corner like so. That doesn't look too bad. We are then going to move these. In fact, I'm going to move this back like that. That's what I'm going to do. There we go. Now see, I don't particularly like how this one is sitting. You see, I don't like how that one's sitting, so I'm going to get rid of that one. And we need to add something else in here then, because those three are in place. This one can probably move somewhere forward and down, I'm sure. In fact, we'll just put it in there. This entire road could probably use a little bit of movement upwards, which means that this should also be moved up. There we go. And that should just make it easier for everything that should just make it easier for everything overall once it's all in place. This can be moved over here like that. We've got some space over here. I would add in some extra housing, but I don't particularly want to. And we'll just pop this back like that, and pop this one right next to it. Raise it up a bit, like that. There we go. That's looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and find a couple more housing, little bits of housing to put in. We've got one of them already. Should we add another one? We've got some of those houses. What could we add? A village house like that? No. No. We've got one of those at the back. What's this one? Ah, this looks good. Let's use that. Let's use that one. And similarly, I'll actually pop 3 of those in there. And that's the entire village line. Okay, let's fast forward a little bit. Let this build up. And you can see we are starting to make some of the money back slowly. That's as people move into these houses and things start looking a little bit better over here. So as you can see, if we just move in here, that looks very, very village-like. I'm quite happy with that. And it is going to get somewhat better in a few moments. Okay, and I will move you. In fact, there is a cloning tool. I need to check out this cloning tool. Where is it? Is it this one? Alt click to duplicate in place. That didn't work. Oh, right, never mind. Well done, brain. There we go. I understand what this is doing now. I'm actually going to stick another one of these here. And then I'm going to move you out or in? Where should you be? I think you should be like that. And you can go back in. No, in. This needs to go in. There we go. Just a village, a row of village houses. Ended with that. Done. That's pretty good. That is actually pretty good. And over on this side we'll do something similar. We'll bring this one right out here. You here. I don't know how this is going to work with the fire brigade and everything. That's why I'm not moving them too far away from each other. There we go. Done. In fact, I'm going to add in... Which house are you? No, I don't want you. What's that? I'll duplicate you, whatever you are. And this is how things are built in City Skylines nowadays. Yes, please, up here. Thank you. It's a post office. It's a little shop. There we go. That will do. And then you and you and you and you and you can all drop down just like that. Fantastic. Okay. And then that can be essentially the end of the village. I'll even move this one along a little bit. It's a bit of a change. And that's looking pretty good. That's looking pretty good there. So what do we do about this area? That's the only problem. The only problem is this area here. Because as you can see, this is this doesn't work. So the only thing I can think of is to push these back and have it almost as though there's a road going to them. I'm not sure how I'm going to do the road, but you know, turn it like this and do that, and the same thing with this one. You know, bring it more up to the level of the road, and bring that. Oh, that one's having a whale of a time. That one is. There we go, and maybe rotate it a bit. Same with the village hall. There we go. So now we've got 3 houses down there. These 3 houses here, a whole different thing's going to happen with these, so we're going to move them all back and out like that. That's how they're going to be sitting, and we're going to improve upon these very shortly. But what do we need next? So we've got all of this. That's looking pretty good. That's essentially a village. Oh, we've got this house. I forgot about this house. Sorry, house. I'm going to move you just a little bit in like that. There we go. Okay. So you enter the village like that. You know, you slow down. You're going to see, obviously, something's going to have to happen here. Then you've got that. You've got a road going up that way. You've got a village shop. You go through the village like that. It only takes you a few moments. That building is not great. What's wrong with you? That's where you need to be. So you go through the village, pass through, happy as you can be, and then off you go the other side. And then you accelerate out the other side of the village. That's about right. It doesn't take too long to pass through. Maybe a couple of moments. Watch the junction, and this road will go somewhere, and this road will probably go somewhere. In fact, this road is guaranteed to go somewhere. Where's that? There's supposed to be something up here. Districts. There it is. So that road is going to wind up in this direction, I'm sure. So we'll go ahead and do that, but not quite yet. The next thing we need to do is ensure that we have the right services. So we're going to stick a police box in. I know that sounds a bit strange, but police boxes are all the rage. Police boxes are also incredibly important. There we go. That's now a police box. For a pharmacy here, we're going to stick in this one now. It's not quite the style I would want, but it will have to do, unfortunately. This one is going to have to be the pharmacy of choice, I'm afraid. It's like I said, it's not going to match exactly with the style, but it's all we can do right now. There's no other rural pharmacy or doctor surgery that I have. As for fire brigade, probably do need to stick in a little fire station, so what I'm going to do is stick this one in. That's going to sit there. So now we have a fire station, we have this electrical substation, which we can now move. Lower that a little bit. There we go. Like so. And that's looking pretty good. Okay, let's see what our money is like. What's the money loss? 216, 242, 257. It's increasing. It is increasing. But that, unfortunately, is going to happen for now. Next up, we need to get some trees in, because that's one of the biggest things that are missing. Now, I'm just going to go to the trees. I need to look at these trees for a bit, because there are so many. As you can see, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to increase the size of this so I can see a lot more. Right. What do we have? We've got conifers, we've got birchwood, ash trees. Do we have oak trees? They sort of look like oak. They don't look too bad. Okay. Let's try some of these in this area. What goes with these trees? What goes with these trees? Do these trees go with those trees? Yeah, they somewhat do. Okay. So we're going to be very careful on this. Let's put this back down. And we're going to have to start placing some trees in. So where would we have trees? Well, generally we're going to expect trees to be here. That's for sure. Generally we expect trees to be everywhere, but you know, it's I think there's a limit in City Skylines to how many trees we can have. Now that's just brought this thing to life. Very much so. I'm now going to swap over to the leafy tree and add a few of those in. Like this. Not a bush. There we go. Let's go to that one. Again to the split trunk. This tree. Could do a few of these. Younger ones near the road. Around this, probably put a... Well, sure, we'll just stick that, and a nice couple of trees just sitting there. There we go. And that's now starting to look a lot better. So you go up there, you look around that, and you see a lot of trees, so even when you look out that way, it's just lots and lots of trees, which is great. And the thing is, we do need to ensure that it doesn't just sort of look like that. We need to actually make it fan out a little. And to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up the brush size and just do... Okay, not that. That was a lot. I'm just going to do... No. That's also a lot. Okay, I'll just do that. There we go. And then some of these. Some regular bushes like that. And that way it shouldn't look too out of place. So here we are. We're now driving along. Lots of trees. That's starting to look a lot better. There is some other things we need to do to this. That's started to look a lot better. Forget the recycling plant. We come into this place. Trees everywhere. And then into a village, spend some time in the village, and then straight out the village on the other side, and off we go. That is fantastic. Now, we're not quite done with this, but there is a lot. There's a lot we can do. I'm going to add one more thing to end this episode off, and then what I'm going to have to do is, in the next episode, we're going to look at detailing this area up here. And then after that, I think we're going to have to go back to Affenford, into the primary city, into the main city, and build an area just to get some more money so that we can actually handle building these villages. So that's what I'm going to do. But just to end this off, as I said, I'm going to look at this, and there are a couple of things, should I say, that I want to do. I'm going to do that by typing in rural, and there should be a wall. There it is. There it is. It says best use on flattish ground, but I'm going to show you how we're going to have this wall. So I'm going to do this, and you can see the wall's fairly low for some bizarre reason. I don't know whether it's this that's done it, but I can't actually move up and down, unfortunately. Nevertheless, I am just going to do this and just do a few. Wait, what? Okay, I'm not sure exactly what's happened there. Going to do that. I'm actually not sure what's just happened, but I'm now going to use the move it tool and lift this up. Ah! It's the wrong type of wall. Alright, brilliant. I should just get rid of this type of wall. There's too many trees on this wall. Not that there's anything wrong with trees, but you know, there are a few things that we can't put in, or I don't want to put in. Don't go to landscaping, go to find it. Find it, thank you. No vegetation. That will do. No vegetation. Right, I've just got to pop this in, and that's where I'm going to end it. So I'm just going to bring that in to there, and I'll also do another one. Now, for some reason on this side it wants to build the wall properly. You can see that's what the wall's supposed to actually look like. And I'll just do that. And it says distance too short. I think. Does it not want to build? Okay, the anarchy is not going to let me do it either. But there we have it. And I shall move. Let's use the move it tool to lift 1, 2, 3, and 4 sections. I'm just going to use page up, lift the entire wall out of the ground. There it is. We'll just have a look to see if it's alright. No, look, we just want to drop it in a bit here. And drop it in a little bit there. And now we're okay. There's the wall. We can even move in. We can even do this to it if we wanted to. In fact, I'm going to, just for the sake of it. And that's where I'm going to end. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this has given you some idea as to how to make these sorts of structures. Please remember to hit the like button if you like this video, and subscribe to the channel for more videos on Cities Skylines. Leave a comment in the comments box below, letting me know what you think. Don't forget to support me on Patreon, www.patreon.com/ecgadget, if you really do enjoy these and can do so. Also, you'll find me on social media at ecgadgetlp for both Twitter and Instagram. Now, I find that this wall is a bit low, so I'm actually going to select this entire wall. Is that the whole wall? I think that is, and just lift it up just a little. There we go. That's probably a better size than this one, to be completely honest. And that's good. That will do. And there we have it. We have some sort of village being built. We've got some trees. We've got some walls. We've got things moving around. We've got things connected. Everything looks really good. and we're going to continue building this in the next episode. So like I said, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. I just need to take a decent screenshot of this. I think that might just be the screenshot right there. What just happened? Oh, well, that's rubbish. Move it was still on. There we go. Let's try that again. I'd like to take a screenshot of it, and I think the screenshot might just be that right there. I'll see you guys next time.